Fashion design is art that you wear. So for me, it was like art that I can take with me. I also think fashion is a lot about engineering, because you are engineering how a piece of clothing sits on the body, and I've always been fascinated by that. As a teenager, as a first-generation student, I didn't even know that fashion was a career. I was reading 17 magazine, and I saw an article about fashion college. And at that point in time, I had no idea you could go to college for something like fashion. I really chose Kent because it just aligned with what I needed. I always loved art and clothing and fashion, and once I understood that you could do that as a career and you could major in that in college, it just made sense to me. The School of Fashion at Kent State University has a really high ranking, so it's accessible, but it's still competitive with the other leading schools of fashion within the country. But I also think what the School of Fashion at Kent State University has that is incredibly unique is that we are situated within a large university. You can have that traditional college experience, and you can still take classes from incredible instructors at a top-ranked fashion program where you have access to study away and study abroad locations around the globe. Providing that scaffolding and that support structure is incredible to know that if I go to Kent, I can study in New York, I can study in Florence. As a first-generation student, my parents were blue-collar. It was something that we could actually achieve and attain. I had a lot of scholarships and financial aid, but Kent State really made that possible for me as a first-generation student. So it was just so amazing that this was an opportunity right in my own backyard. When I moved to New York City from Ohio, I literally moved here with no knowledge. I took the bus here from Cleveland. I had, I guess, maybe $500 to my name and no job. And then I just stayed in New York and knew that this was the place for me. So I spent a very long time working in New York City in the fashion industry itself, which I loved. The Kent State experience that most impacted me professionally were my classes in the School of Fashion. Taking those classes really helped prepare me to enter the workplace with tangible skills. And then my first experience using them was at my internship at Macy's, where I had to do the very same things I had done in class. So it really prepared me with the hands-on tangible knowledge I needed. I started adjuncting here at the New York City Fashion program about 14 years ago, and I just kept working here part-time as I had my full-time jobs in design. And then one thing led to another. I ended up taking a full-time role running the program here in New York City about 5 years ago. So I still get to engage with New York City, with fashion, and in education. When I think about where I am in my career now, a huge part of what I do and what I love is I spend a lot of time mentoring our current students. On a personal level, I am a biracial member of the LGBTQ+ community. So in my job here, I also have the chance to impact students who maybe don't have access to things that I had when I was younger. So it's really important to me to provide that mentorship for students like myself, maybe first generation, students from a diverse background who don't have access to those resources, to help them make that next step in their life, entering the workforce, entering their industry that they're passionate about, they're excited about. We are literally located in the garment district in New York City, in the heart of where everything happens in fashion. So when students are here for a semester, they have incredible opportunities to gain hands-on experience for their resume. They're taking classes from instructors who still work full-time in the industry. They're making professional connections that can help them when they graduate. They have the opportunity to be behind the scenes during Fashion Week, and it really gives them the opportunity to connect that what they're learning in the classroom with how it's applied in this fast-paced, chaotic, real-world setting of the fashion industry. So I love this opportunity. I love everything about fashion. I'm obsessed by fashion. The fact that I get to do fashion for my job is a dream come true.